Here going live from sunny Florida. Finally, we have sweater weather. It was about 52 this morning. Brrr, cold. So I'm wearing white sweater. I'm gonna be like fairy, like snow fairy today. I have my manicure in white. This is white chrome. It's more like snowballs. Can you hear me? And I'm wearing hat. I bought the hat in Deer Valley, so that's my look for today. Welcome to Kate B channel. And I'm all wearing gold for the holidays. I love gold. Yes, holidays should be red and gold. Can you hear me well? I'm here next to my beautiful Christmas tree. Christmas was on 25th of December. If you haven't celebrated Christmas, it's time to celebrate New Year's, and it's time to celebrate Orthodox Russian Christmas, which comes on January 6th or whatever, Epiphania if you're in Italy, or some other holidays, or Three Kings if you're Hispanic. So the holidays, they go on. They don't stop just at Christmas. So how can you hear me? How can you see? Do you like my beautiful picture today and my location because it's holidays? Okay, it's really hot in this hat. I just wanted to finish the look with the hat because I was skiing and I brought this beautiful hat from a skiing resort. And today I wanted to tell you all about skiing vacations, pros and cons. And if you've never been to winter skiing vacation, you need to know pros and cons. You need to know pluses and minuses. And I'm going to be really truthful. I'm going to tell me all my disappointments, and I'm going to tell you all about good things and bad things and not so good things and the best things and the worst things about skiing vacation. Sounds good? Okay, join me. I have 3 viewers. Welcome to Kate B channel. Thank you for being with me on this beautiful morning of December 29th. And again, we're celebrating, we're enjoying winter break. Kids are not at school. We're having good quality time. We're enjoying whatever you like to do for holidays. We're enjoying cooking, resting, sleeping in, just being lazy. We're enjoying everything you like to do for holidays. And everything what you like to do on holidays is perfectly fine. Some people like to work during the holiday season, and that's perfectly fine too. Maybe they're workaholics. They might take a break once in a while. But for some people, 29th, 30th, 31st are still work days. For me, it's not. I'm very fortunate to have the whole rest of December off. I'm going back to work on 2nd. My younger kids go back to school on 8th, and my older kid goes back to school on 3rd. So we're pretty much going to be like the beginning of January. We're going to be back to our routines. 3 viewers, welcome. Thank you for sticking in. Today will be very interesting live stream. So we have so many days left to just enjoy and just feel the holidays and just understand that holidays is all about things you love the most, about activities, about people around you, about foods around you. So let's take this time and have good times whatever you guys like to do. That's my kind of like advice to you. But anyways, today I'm back from our winter vacation, and I wanted to share with you something that I learned through lots of new experiences. And I learned through being in a different environment, being in an extreme weather environment, doing an extreme activity, extreme sport. And I wanted to share with you just to give you the ideas if it's something that you might want to do with your family. So to begin with, you might know that I am mostly the cruise girl. I love cruises. I love big cruise ships. I love to be lazy. I love to be served good food. I love the service. I love the entertainment. And I love warm climate. That's why I live in Florida, right? So I didn't miss the snow for a long time. I've lived in Florida for I've been living in Florida for about 17 years now, and I kind of became a tropical plant. I didn't like the cold. I didn't like the cold days we had. I understand that you can wear sweaters, you can wear like jackets and change the style to the winter clothes, but I didn't miss winter that much. And in 2016, at the end of the year, we went to visit our friends who live in Massachusetts, and they usually every winter they go to a skiing resort. So I wasn't sure about skiing part, but I said, yeah, I'd like to go to a winter climate to Massachusetts, just, to be with my family, to have a little fun with our friends, and just to spend holidays together. So I bought that idea, and I said, yeah, I'll go, but maybe, maybe I'll skip the skiing part, because I was 40 and I've never skied, and I thought to myself, how I'm gonna ski if I've never skied? And at 40, you're not feeling in, like, personally, when I turned 40, I didn't feel like I was in great shape. I was pretty much falling apart, had extra weight, had gloomy days. My kids were still young and very, I tend to my kids a lot, and I was like so always stressed and busy and overwhelmed with stuff. So at 40, I kind of was very skeptical about skiing. So when we went to Massachusetts, there was probably right before Christmas, and the weather was cold. And probably on the airplane, I picked up some stupid virus. And when we got to Massachusetts, I got really, really sick with a cold, whatever. So there was nasty cold. And of course, I wasn't in the mood for anything. And my family was trying to, cheer me up. They would take good care of me, bringing me foods to of course, I isolated myself from the rest of the friends and family, just not to pass my beautiful virus or whatever. And they were all nice to me, but at some point, they brought me to the doctor, to the urgent care. And always know that if you're traveling and you have insurance, just check your insurance. If it covers any doctor in any state, you're good to go. Don't be afraid to go to urgent care. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor. Don't be afraid to, go check things out. So I've been like having this really nasty cold. Back in the day in 2016, it wasn't coronavirus yet, so there was no concern. The most concern was it was a flu or something like that, so I can pass to young children in the family. And my dad traveled with us, and grandpa, of course, we don't want to get him sick. So I was really like sick puppy. So we went to urgent care, and there was this nice doctor who looked at me, who checked me, and they didn't find any flu, but I think there was like some kind of strep throat, going on around, and my throat looked really bad. She couldn't find the strep throat right away, but she said, how the next day, if they do something with the lab, the strep throat can pop up. So she was pretty sure it was a strep, and I had high fever, and I was like feeling down and stuff like that. So the beautiful doctor from urgent care, she gave me a good treatment plan, and she gave me something that she said that I'm going to start feeling better the next day. So she gave me a course of steroids, and I've never taken steroids. I had no clue what it is. And I said, well, I'll try. I'll look at the side effects. I don't like the side effects, but they say if they make me feel better, if they pick me up, I still want to have a good vacation with my family. So let me tell you, those steroids picked me up that I was well enough to go to skiing resort in Vermont with the rest of the family and friends. And I dared to ski because steroids picked me up. I felt a little better recovering from my cold. And I was brave enough. I was courageous. I said, no more laying down in bed, no more being a Debbie Downer. I'm going to ski. So when we arrived, and I first of all, it was 2016 again. It's my first time in the ski resort. You know, you see all these movies when people ski and they have good time in the snow, and you see Facebook pictures, Instagram pictures when families go to ski resorts, and you think, oh, how beautiful is that? How fun is that? Everybody like cheerful, happy. But let me tell you, you get there, and the first thing you do, you rent your equipment. Back then, I didn't have a proper. I only bought myself a jacket that I thought that gonna keep me warm, and I had a like pretty hat because my point was I need to take good pictures in the snow because I don't go to see the snow all the time. So I make sure I want to take good pictures. So, and I wore jeans or something like that. That was a huge, big mistake. So first of all, the equipment. You have to be equipped to go in the snow conditions. And the pants are the must, the jacket, the waterproof jacket, the pants, and the good gloves. And these are the must and basic things you have to have in the snow weather. And don't try to be fancy. Don't try to buy like some skinny pants that look good on you. No, you have to have snow pants. Even if you look like ridiculous in those snow pants, you need to have them. That's very practical to have them. And you'll know why, because you're going to fall a lot. Anyways, but I was brave enough. So when I got there to get my rental equipment, I realized those huge ski boots, they weigh like a ton on each foot. So I'm like, okay, and they need to be buckled in a special way. So at first, when you don't know things, you just buckle them and the circulation doesn't go to your feet at all, and your feet become like very stiff and cold. So that's a mistake number one. Don't buckle your boots too tight. Make sure you get measured properly. Make sure they measure your foot right. And make sure if something hurts and if something doesn't feel right, you ask for another pair of boots. So anyways, I got in the boots, and of course, I needed the ski lesson because I needed some basics how to ski. And I had this beautiful woman who was like in her probably late 50s, and she told me that she started to ski at 40 plus, and it's not a big deal. You can do it, blah, blah, blah. So this woman, she gave me a private lesson how to have like basics, how to walk on skis, how to use the technique to stop, and like how not to be scared, how to control my speed. But I was totally stiff, you know, and I'm saying I was 40 plus, I was just recovering from this nasty cold. I wasn't in my best physical shape, so I'm like, I was very skeptical, and I was wearing jeans, of course. And of course, I fell a couple of times, but I wanted to do bunny hill at least to master something, just to get the feeling of skiing. So I was very stiff. I wasn't keeping my posture up, and I was like that. My muscles were like stiff and tense all the time. But somehow I tried to enjoy it, you know. The little kid with grandpa, they were riding in a little, you know, like in a little round like sleigh thingy. The big kid was 7 at the time. She loved it. She totally enjoyed skiing. She was like, she was like running green slopes like easily. And I was the one who was struggling with a little bunny hill. So I kind of took my pictures. I kind of, you know, posed in the snow. I kind of like went on the carpet a couple of times on a little magic carpet to ride the big and wide green slope. But, you know, one time I fell and I hurt my knee badly. And of course my jeans got very wet. And I didn't have helmet at the time. For some reason, nobody told me I have to wear a helmet. But anyways, I was fortunate enough not to hurt myself badly. I only hurt my knee a little bit. And when I fell and I hurt my knee, I just took my skis off and I said, that's it. It's enough skiing for me. It was half a day. So I went to play with my little one in the snow, and then I went to drink hot chocolate, and then I was waiting for the rest of the family and friends to finish skiing. And I thought to myself, no, skiing is not for me. I'm not going to ski. I tried it once and I just, I'm just giving up. So that was in 2016, Christmas 2016. So some years have passed, and last year I was 46, and I felt a little more adventurous. I told to myself, yeah, I've been a lot in a warm climate. I've been a lot on a cruise, and every year I try to go twice on a cruise to Bahamas, to like Caribbean, to somewhere else, very warm. This year I went to Alaska, but last year in December we went to Pennsylvania, and we went with another family, with some friends, and we had a beautiful, beautiful rented house in the woods, and the atmosphere was beautiful. The snow, the deers would come in the morning, we'll feed the deers, and this beautiful house had and I'm a person who loves entourage. I love entourage. I love the winter. I love everything about. I love like bells and whistles of the season. It's not only about skiing for me. It's about bells and whistles, having a good time, sitting next to the fireplace, watching Christmas movie, having a drink, just being in fun spirits and spend time with your family, like maybe play games, like maybe joke with kids, like something, just being off work, just enjoying vacation, just enjoying free time, not being stressed about laundry, not being stressed about cooking, not being stressed about everyday chores, not being stressed about getting up to work early, not being stressed out about makeup, because like for me, I love my makeup every day going to work. But when I'm in winter climate and the weather is brutal for my skin, like literally, like inside it's too dry, everything gets cracked, my face gets like really dry, hands and lips and everything needs moisturizing, like as 3 times more than in Florida. And my hair gets so crazy dry that I need probably like tons of conditioner just to be able to brush my hair after washing my hair. So everything is dry, and in dry climate I totally cannot put any makeup besides the lip moisturizer. So after we came back from Utah, like for the past 3 days, I had to moisturize my face twice as much just to get back to the normal skin, to get back normal myself. And my lips are not chapped anymore because they were super chapped, and my chin was like chapped, like my chin was peeling, like literally peeling. Anyways, so last year in Pennsylvania, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful entourage. We had really good time with our friends, but like the skiing part, when we got there, my kids, my husband, and other friends, they just went. Just literally, we went there, we put our skis on, and everybody just went down the hill. And I was standing there so overwhelmed, scared with this big wide hill. And I remember that I thought to myself, why did I even come here? I cannot ski. So I had this fear just to ski down. Everybody's skiing, and I see people who cannot ski very well. They're like old people, like old bending down and like being so tense, trying to keep their pizza skis in the shape of pizza to go down. So I thought to myself, well, I'm gonna stay here all day long and watching other people ski and enjoy it. I see my family going up in the lift saying, hi, how are you? Why don't you go down? And I get desperate because everybody having a good time, but I'm just standing there and being sorry for myself. So I remember that lady from Massachusetts, from Vermont, like first time we skied in Vermont. So she told me, it's never late. It's never too late to learn to ski. Just, if you're not sure, just get another person to give you a ski lesson. Just be patient, go at your own pace, and you'll learn eventually. So I'm like standing there on that slope, everybody enjoying themselves. It's 10:30 in the morning, and I still cannot ski because I'm scared, and everything hurts because those boots are so huge and heavy. So I'm like, no, skiing is not my forte. I'm never going to ski. And then I'm taking a lesson. I'm going down to the ski school, and I'm talking to people who can give me lessons. They say, of course, like if you take a private lesson, they're so happy because it's like tons of money. If you never skied, that's their business. They're going to teach you how to ski, at least give you basics. And I have this like older gentleman. It's not politically correct to say older, but he was probably in his early 70s. But he said, of course, I'll give you a good private lesson. And the lady who was checking me out at the register when I was paying for my ski lesson, she said, oh, he's one of the best in our resort. He's very patient and he's been skiing all his life. And I'm like, I was really skeptical. That lady was like in her 50s telling me that I can ski after 40. And this guy was in his like early 70s, but he was so optimistic he can teach me how to ski. I said, okay. And again, sometimes I'm Debbie Downer. Sometimes I don't have enough courage, or I'm less optimistic than I should be, because it's vacation, it's free time. You just enjoy whatever. You just enjoy laying in the snow and doing snow angels, right? But I was pretty skeptical about this gentleman giving me a ski lesson, but he showed me the basics. And again, they start how you go up on the hill, like how you walk up the hill in your skis, how you kind of like, they talk about your posture on skis. They talk about how you should bend your knees a little bit. They talk about how you don't sit back on your skis. So they kind of give you basics, but you don't really ski within this hour of the private lesson. You don't really get to ski. You only go to a little slope where he tells you, try to do this, try to do this, try to turn, try to connect your turns. So, but at least he was kind of nice, and he was kind of optimistic, and he was very patient with me. He, like when you teach a person who is stressed and stiff, it's really hard to teach a person who is stressed and stiff when you were skiing all your life for 40 years and it's easy for you. So I can understand that he gave me the basics. He gave me the safety info. Thank you for sticking with me, my one beautiful viewer. I hope you enjoying this live stream talking about vacation, skiing vacation in winter. Okay. So he gave me the basics, and he told me, do it at your own pace. And he told me, I'll show you a little hill where you can go up and then go down at your own pace. And you don't need to be on the way of people. And again, for this little hill, I didn't even need a lift ticket, because what I was doing, I was bringing my skis on my shoulder, and I was going down at my own pace. And that was just kind of the end of the big green wide slope, so the people would steer right to go to the lifts, and I was skiing more towards to the left, where I wasn't on the way of the other skiers. And at the same time, I had a nice maybe a smooth ride. And I started to carry the skis up and down, up and down, up and down. So I carry my skis up, I put them down, I catch my breath, and I go down. And at some point, I started to understand what's going on with you and your body on the skis. It just clicked, First you're stiff, first you're doing like stupid things, you're trying to control your speed, holding this little pizza, like they teach kids to hold this pizza shape. But at some point you start to understand that you can control your speed in a different way by going in this, like going in the turns and just leaning towards forward and relying on your shins, on your boots, and kind of relax your body. And at some point, when I got it, it felt so great. It almost felt like you're going for this 30 split seconds from this little tiny hill. You mostly do the leg work carrying your skis up, and that's okay too, because I needed some physical activity. The other question is I wasn't in a good shape, so it took a lot of effort to do that. But at some point, you're looking at the beautiful scenery of snow. you're having fresh air, you kind of exercise, you kind of do your cardio, you know, carrying your skis up the hill. And then you catch a breath and you go down for this 30 split seconds. And this is the amazing feeling. This is what people are talking about. It's a feeling almost like dancing on the snow. It's like, I really liked figure skating back in the day when I was a kid, and I always thought like it's like I love people dancing on the ice. So skiing is pretty much felt like dancing on the snow with like the skis. And at some point, when you figure it out, when you're not tense, when you're not stiff, when you just let it go, stay tall and strong and look forward. Don't look on your skis. Don't try to freak yourself out with the speed. Just go parallel, put your skis parallel, and just do like slow and smooth. Do those turns. Rely on your shins. Lean forward. Don't sit back like in a chair. And all of a sudden it started to fall in place, and I said, oh, maybe I can ski. And that was the best day ever when I figured it out. So it was the first day of skiing, and we only had 3 days in Pennsylvania. I don't remember the name of the resort, but I already, you know, felt great. And especially when you figure it out, when you can look a little forward instead of looking at your skis all the time and being like tense, all of a sudden everything looked so beautiful in that resort, you know, and the sun started to set in earlier, and you see the beautiful pink sky with the white snow and this fresh air, and you figured it out. And even I was going up and down like I was carrying my skis. I didn't try the magic carpet yet where they take you up. I felt great, you know, and I thought, maybe I can ski. Now I dig it why people love skiing so much. So the next day, I was brave enough to go on the little carpet. And of course, you know, you don't go to the lift yet, because, you know, when you go in the lift, you have to, you know, be good, at least standing and maneuvering to sit on the lift and get off the lift. You don't want to fall right off the lift or hold up the lift for other people. So I wasn't brave enough to go on the lift yet. So I said, I'll go to the green slope with the little magic carpet. It's beautiful trees around. It's beautiful scenery. And I take my own pace. And that was the second day. And I took my own pace. And it felt good, you know. I would go up and down. I would go really slow. I would stand up on the hill long time to catch my breath, just to be brave, just to remember to relax, to look forward and stuff like that. So I had a pretty good second day, I think. I did, yeah. I don't remember major falls. Maybe I did fall a couple of times. But again, last year I was very well equipped, like... I should say very well equipped. Very well equipped. I was on the third trip. Like this year, I was very well equipped. Last year, I kind of was well equipped, but not 100%. I'll tell you why. Because last year, I finally got this nice ski pants, and they were like waterproof. So when you fall, you're not gonna be wet, and you're not gonna feel the cold. And another thing, Papa Picture. Okay, my dad is drinking some tea, so if you hear the cup and the spoon in the cup, that's my dad. Anyways, but I bought myself a beautiful jacket. I thought it was Calvin Klein jacket, and I really loved the color, but it wasn't waterproof. So my jacket at some point got a little wet at the end of the day. And the next day when it was snowing and then it was raining, my jacket got soaked and really heavy. So don't mess up with just fancy, pretty jackets. You have to buy a real ski jacket, which is waterproof, which has some insulation inside, because you're really cold outside and you're very hot inside, so you never know. So this year I was much better equipped because I brought I showed you in my previous live stream before I went on my trip. I showed you the jacket I bought. I bought Columbia jacket with the special technology, with the special like heat, whatever it's called, technology. It was very light, and it just was a totally different experience having a real ski jacket versus the jacket that can get wet. Anyways, go back to Pennsylvania last year. So the third day, it was our last day of skiing, 3 days of skiing. So the third day I said, I need to get the most of it. I need to be brave enough to go on a lift and try a longer slope, stuff like that. But I still had to practice a little bit on the carpet, on the bunny hill, just to get, my skills and my courage. And finally, I was able to go a different, like green, let's say a little more advanced than the one with the little magic carpet. And at some point I said, I'm ready for the big slope. Guess what? I wasn't ready for the big long slope. Like, even if it's a green one, it goes from the top of the hill where you go on the lift. But I got to experience the lift because when you're going up the hill, it's a totally different view. It's a breathtaking views. You can see why people love skiing so much, because they go up, they see this beautiful scenery, they see this beautiful forest with the pine trees, and it's just, the views are breathtaking. And when you're going up on the lift, it's just a very unique experience. It's I used to love Caribbean. I used to love to sit on my balcony and enjoy the sea, just the calm sea and the fresh air from the sea. But this time, when you go up the hill on the lift, you're just enjoying a completely different scenery, and it's beautiful, and it's winter. It's something different. The nature has so much to offer in terms of enjoying, in terms of stimulating. And I'm visual. I love all this. Even my sight is not very good, but with glasses and contacts, I can see maybe 80% from our 20/20 vision. But 80% is good enough for me to enjoy it and just take it in, just to enjoy it and take it in, and have this picture in my mind they can memorize and they can go back to and admire. So when you go up the lift, it was totally different experience. I really, really loved it. But I wasn't ready for this green slope. Even if I skied at my own pace for 2 days, even I figured out how to ski and how to control my speed, I wasn't ready for that green. And I don't remember what it was called last year. But anyways, I had the rough time going in. And my husband and my friend and a teenager, they all were, going down with me, making sure I'm okay, so they wouldn't leave me alone. They will help me. They will let me know where to turn and which side to hold. But I was very scared to go down, and I had a couple of falls. I was able to get back on my skis, and I was able to finish this long run from the top of the hill down. But I was really stressed, I cried and I had the meltdown. I got scared. My knees were trembling. I kind of thought again, no, skiing is not my forte. I'm not going to ski. I'm going to go stick with the bunny slopes forever, and I don't care. But, some parts of this, long run, I really enjoyed. Some parts felt great because I was on a big hill. I was going down. I could feel that speed a little bit. And even if I fell, and I got really scared and nervous to proceed, it was still something, it was still a lot of adrenaline to crave it, to go again and not to give up. So I said I conquered the whatever Camel Resort, whatever it's called, Camel Mountain Resort, but I felt very stressed, and because I felt very stressed, and because it was the last day, the most of the day that I remember that I enjoyed is the snowfall, because that was the only day it was snowing in the morning. And when it's snowing, it's just a totally different feeling. It's just so magical. And again, I've been living in Florida for the past 17 years, and we haven't seen the snow every year of the 17 years. So to see the snow at least once a year, just to experience this different type of weather for 2 or 3 days is it's really exotic for me. So I really enjoyed being there on the slope, seeing the snowfall and seeing all these beautiful pine trees covering with the new fresh soft snow. And just, you know, of course I took lots of videos and pictures, and I was telling about my experience. Like I was naming my videos like the diary of the beginner skier. And of course I'm telling all about my impressions. And guess what? You're bundled up. You're so hot inside because using your muscles, using like being in the active environment where you're not just standing and watching, you're just skiing. You're just going up, you're like, you know, going down. And sometimes I had to carry my skis. And these boots are really heavy, so when you take off your skis and you have to go to the bathroom, you just walk in those boots, and that's a workout in itself. So be prepared. It's not just sitting there with a cup of coffee watching other people skiing. It's like a very active time, and it takes a toll on your body. If you're not physically fit, you know, every muscle in your body gonna hurt. And you know, those boots, just to put them on, it's a hassle, because just to put the boots on and make sure they're not too tight or they're not too loose, and just walking in them, you already sweat. You already, like, it's already a workout, but you haven't even started your day skiing. So when you ski, you're very hot inside. You get hot, and you need proper layers. And that's why they come up with this little thin, you know, underlayer, and then you have another layer, and then you have your jacket. And last year, again, I didn't have proper jackets. So when it was snowing, it was so beautiful and I enjoyed it. But when it started to rain, forget it. My jacket got really wet and heavy, and it wasn't fun to, you know, continue skiing in a slush. So I like my third day of skiing, just because I tried that big hill, but at some point it wasn't a full day of beautiful, gorgeous weather. At some point it started to rain and my jacket got wet, and I said, that's enough of skiing. I'll probably never enjoy skiing as much. But let me tell you, after that, again, it's all about activities. It's all about being with your family. And we had, oh my gosh, we had such a good company, and we had people who gave us some authentic Ukrainian food. And if you know, it's like a bacon, but it's a smoked bacon, and it had some garlic in it. And I was looking forward to go back home, to go back to the house where we stayed in the woods, just to be next to the fireplace and eat this pork grease, or whatever it's called, bacon, smoked bacon, because it was so good. And after a long day of skiing and having a little alcohol with it, like whatever, I had champagne, and having a good, like, filling fat meal after the coldness, after the weather, it was the best experience. And when I came back home to Florida, I was thinking to myself, it wasn't all about just skiing. It was about other experiences in the winter, about the people you were surrounded, about what happened next, you know, like about interacting with your family, about funny moments, about like jokes, even about falls. You know, everybody encouraged me to get up, and you know, my husband's friend, he's a male, you know, he's my age, but he was literally yelling at me, and you know, I said, don't yell at me, but he was yelling at me. It was a way, his way of encouraging me, and at first I was upset, but when I remember it back, those are really fun memories. These are memories you make, and this is the memories you go back to, and these are the memories of the, you know, good vacation times. So, and again, salo, it was, I call it smoked bacon, I guess, Ukrainian salo. It was the best. The people we rented house from, they gave us a little gift before we got into the house, and every day the salad made my vacation a little better because it was so delicious. It was so, I don't know why. I don't know why people like Greece and in the winter. I don't know. Maybe it helps your body to recoup from rough weather conditions, but I that's all I can remember. The salo, it just made me so happy. And one of the days the house had a hot tub, and oh my god, when your muscle hurts and you go in the hot tub and outside is like probably 9 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're sitting in the hot tub and it's steaming, it's just such a beautiful effect. So I dare you to go to a ski resort. I dare you to go to the winter climate and find a place with the fireplace is the must. And another one is the hot tub is the must too, because it's very cool experience to, after a long day of skiing, when everything hurts in your body, just to go in the hot tub and just sit there while being in a cold night. So it was a great experience. So this year, how it's all started with this year's trip. Okay, so last year, being in this beautiful house, sitting by the Christmas tree and sitting by a beautiful real fireplace, wood fireplace, it smelled so good. And even that's what I say, the scenery, the entourage, for me, what does matter? If it's winter, it has to be a fireplace, right? And it has to be snow outside, and it has to be very cold. And like activities, well, I could skip skiing, I thought so, but now I really believe that you shouldn't skip skiing. You should dare, you should try at least, because it's fun, and it's something you can share. If your family does it, if your friends does it, it's something to share their passion. It's something just to be together and enjoy together. So I dare you to try skiing at least once. So anyways, so last year, how it's all started with this year's trip. So last year we were sitting and watching this beautiful Christmas movie with Lindsay Lohan. It's called Falling for Christmas. And Lindsay Lohan was the girl who lived in a nice resort, like who was a daughter of a resort owner, stuff like that. And then she fell. She had a skiing accident and she fell, and she ended up in the lodge, not remembering who she is. But I recommend this movie because it's a Christmas movie, and now it's a tradition to watch this movie every year because, as I say, we're watching this movie and I'm seeing this beautiful scenery. I'm seeing this beautiful skiing resort. I'm seeing like she's coming to this fancy hotel, and I just tell my husband, like, Pennsylvania doesn't do it in terms of the skiing resort. Pennsylvania doesn't have high enough mountains. So how about we check it out? I want to go there where the movie is filmed, because this scenery in the movie, of course, look like beautiful, gorgeous. And I'm sitting there and Googling it up where this movie was filmed. And it says this movie was filmed in Utah, in the resort, in the skiing resort that was called Deer Valley. And I'm like, thinking to myself, Utah, who would have thought Utah? You know, people go to Colorado, everybody knows about Aspen, Breckenridge, and you always see these gorgeous pictures like from Lake Tahoe in California, and who knows about Utah? I've never heard about Utah. And all of a sudden I see it in the movie, in the Christmas movie. And I'm thinking to myself, Utah, I need to check it out. So we're sitting there in Pennsylvania, and I say, next time I want to ski in Utah. And everybody laughs, you know, like, right, Utah, it's gonna probably too far of a flight and stuff like that. It's like too far from Florida. How are we gonna get to Utah? And I'm like, no, nothing is impossible. So this year, around September, my daughter started asking, where are you skiing? Where are we skiing? Where are we going to ski? And she wants to go to ski to Vermont with our friends because they go every year since she was 7. And I said, no, Vermont doesn't do it to me. Pennsylvania doesn't do it to me. We should check Utah. And I keep telling my family, we should go to Utah. We should check out those resorts. And time goes, and, you know, like you have to buy everything in September, October when the prices are still good, because like towards November and closer to December, everything starts to be very expensive. And if you don't book everything in advance, it's hard to find a place you're gonna like, or it's gonna be super duper expensive. So we always in my family, we always look quality versus price. We always try to find a golden middle, just not to be overly expensive and just not to be overly cheap, but something nice to my taste. And my taste is getting, every year my taste is getting a little more demanding. Let's put it like that. Anyway, so about Utah, and all of a sudden in September, October, I get so busy at work, and I'm like, I'm not looking at any resorts. I'm like, no skiing trip this year, forget it. For some reason, I was really stressed in September, October. Yeah, there were a few things at work that we were hiring new people, and then my husband was away, and I was stressed at home and at work, and I just didn't want to look up those vacations. But my daughter kept asking me, where are we going? Are we still going to the ski vacation? And I'm like, oh, maybe not, who knows? But anyways, and then I remembered that this year we have 15 years anniversary, wedding anniversary. And I said, oh, wow, that needs to be celebrated. And it should be like something special this year. You know, I believe in special. I believe in celebrating. I believe that we work hard, but we play hard too. So I finally put myself together, and I finally look up some, oh, my daughter even did the presentation. Oh my gosh, she made such a great PowerPoint presentation about resorts, where we can go and how much it's going to cost. So this presentation was very cool because she put some lodging, she put some lift ticket prices, and I don't remember. That was probably about I don't remember. Was it about Utah or about Colorado? Well, she Googled something up, and she did the research, and she put a great presentation. And we looked at it, I'm like, prices are really steep to my liking. So maybe we'll postpone the trip. But then I remember we had 15-year wedding anniversary, and I told myself, well, it has to be special. It's once a year. It's a big celebration. It's a big anniversary coming up. It has to be really, really special. And I put myself together, and I started to look up Utah options. And I started to look at, of course, Utah, Park City, Deer Valley. And because I really liked that movie, and because I really wanted to go to Deer Valley, I started to look at both. And guess what? Deer Valley and Utah are two different resorts. They belong to two different companies. And of course, there is a lot of competition between them. But when you look up reviews, I started to do my own research. I went on YouTube. I found a lot of tips about both resorts. I found a lot of people just going there explaining about runs, about how big are the resorts, what is the weather, and they all rave about like good snow. They rave about special snow in Utah, the special snow conditions in the mountains, that the Utah is the best resort because of its fancy snow powder, champagne, whatever it's called, champagne snow powder snow. And it's really cool to ski there. And if people ski in Utah, they never want to ski again somewhere else. Of course, you have to do all this homework. And I'm good at homework. I'm really good in research. If I put my mind to something and I want to go somewhere, I'll better be prepared what to expect. I like to have my expectations really high. And sometimes it's disappointing, but sometimes it's underwhelming, sometimes it's overwhelming, but it's always fun nevertheless. Even when you travel, sometimes if you have high expectations and something is short of your expectations, you get really upset. But when you come back, you realize that it was the best vacation ever, and you have nothing to complain about, and all your worries back then were nothing compared to the whole picture of the beautiful family experience you've had. Anyways, I made Utah possible this year. And again, I started to look a little later, the end of October, beginning of November. But because this week before Christmas is not as busy as the week of Christmas, I was lucky to find the best accommodation, best lodging for everybody. And we had to compromise because Deer Valley Resort doesn't have snowboarding, and my teenage daughter, she wanted to snowboard really badly because she started snowboarding last year and she enjoyed it. So we compromised. We decided to go to Deer Valley Resort for 1 day and 3 days to ski in Park City, Utah. And we decided to pick an accommodation not like right there in Park City where you can go to the lift just by walking. We decided to rent a car and stay in an apartment complex and then drive to both resorts with our ski gear. And of course, everything worked out perfectly because Park City is very close to both of those resorts. And when we bought passes, I still think we should have bought passes, 2 in Deer Valley and two days in Deer Valley and 2 days in Park City. But because we didn't know how the thing's gonna work out and the snowboarders are not allowed in Deer Valley, and my daughter wanted snowboard, we got 3-day passes to Park City. When you buy a special Icon Pass, there are 2 different passes, Icon Pass and Epic Pass. Icon Pass allow you to ski, to buy lift tickets a little cheaper for 2 or 3 days, for 1, 2, 3 days, and gives you a little discounts on food and whatever you're gonna buy in the resort, food, drinks. So we only bought, and if you buy 1 day lift tickets for the whole family, like we did for Deer Valley, it was only $30 less if we would buy for 2 days a pass. But we bought 1 day again for the purpose of a kid snowboarding for 3 days instead of skiing. And guess what happened? She only snowboarded 1 day, and then she decided to go back on skis. So the rest of the Park City, Utah 3-day pass, she was skiing along with us. And I still wish, well, that's I'm here, spoiled brat, a Debbie Downer, that I still wish that we had two-day passes for Deer Valley and 2-day pass for Park City. So if you ever go to Park City, Utah, first you fly to Salt Lake City, which is a 4-hour flight from Orlando. And it was an easy flight. Delta is a wonderful airline. They have Wi-Fi, they feed you, you can buy food, and 4 hours just flew by, nothing. And when you get there, it's 2-hour difference with Florida, so you gain 2 hours. So your day is a little longer. And if you live by Florida time, you go to bed late, but early by the Utah time, and then in the morning you kind of gain this 2 hours back because you wake up early and you get yourself nice breakfast, and then you're gonna get ready for the slopes. So my husband's philosophy is, if we go to Park City, we go to Deer Valley and Park City. His philosophy is to ski, to begin as early as possible and be there for the whole day of skiing, because the day goes fast. The skiing starts at 9 and you don't get up to the mountain at 9. At 9 you only park at the parking spot. You find a good parking spot. If you come there early, then you have to put your all gear, and then you have to walk until you get to the snow and put your skis on. So you probably start skiing at least at 10. So from 10 to 4, and then you have an hour for lunch. From 12 to 1 you have lunch. So you only ski from 10 to 12, like 2 hours straight. And then you ski from like 1 o'clock to 4 is like 3 hours. So your totally skiing window for the day is 5 hours. And you have to get the most of this 5 hours if you really love to ski. So this year, what happened to me? I was really excited about going to Deer Valley. And again, I'm a beginner skier. I looked things up. I looked up all the slopes. I looked up the weather condition. I looked up the parking. I looked up everything I could look. I looked up the rental. I had to call and book the rental. I was on the phone for 2 hours to get the rental equipment for my family, and they still screwed it up. They still trying, because our case wasn't straightforward. The kid was having snowboard for 3 days and skis for 1 day. And they mixed things up, and I had a little kid, which they lost the length of her boots and her skis, whatever. So I had to be on the phone back and forth, like texting to these people who were delivering equipment to us the day of we arrived. And that made me stress on the first day. And I said, those little things are nothing right now, but you know, when we were there, I wanted things to work perfectly. And when things didn't, you know, work perfectly because, you know, the reservation wasn't made correct, or people lost your information, or you were on the phone for 2 hours explaining, you know, what kind of rental equipment you need. So they forgot my helmet. So I was stressing out how I'm gonna go on the slopes in the morning without my helmet. And finally somebody in the morning drove from that rental shop to bring me a helmet. So I had a helmet at 8 o'clock in the morning to go on the slopes, and everything is so close there. We had a car, and to get to Deer Valley it took us maybe 5 minutes, and to get to Park City it took us like maybe 6 minutes to Deer Valley and maybe 5 minutes to Park City, because it's literally very close. Everything is very close there. But anyways, we got the equipment, and the first day we went to Deer Valley, and I was properly equipped. I was not cold, I was not hot. But by the time we get on skis, you know, I was worn out because those boots were very heavy, and I buckled them really tight. So my feet started, well, what happened? I buckled my boots really tight. And we get to Deer Valley. Everything was gorgeous. Customer service was great. Like, the warehouse ski valet who would take your ski, put them on a rack while you park your car and get back to your skis. So you put your skis, and my family brought me to that snowflake lift. It's the smallest lift. It goes to the very easy green slope. And they all went down and started to have fun immediately. And I was standing there trying to catch my breath, because I forgot how to ski in a year. And to tell you the truth, right before the trip, on the weekend, we were leaving on Tuesday, but right that weekend on Sunday, I was going to the carpet, to the simulator, to get my skills back. And the guy, the instructor who saw me skiing on the simulator, he said, I got it. I could stand straight. I could do a good job. I can control my speed. And if I do it on the carpet, I will be able to do it on the snow. But that wasn't the case. When we got in the snow, I see this beautiful Deer Valley. I see all these beautiful, gorgeous resorts. It almost looks like, you know, like a snow village. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful there. People are skiing. Everybody has like this fun gear. Kids, little tiny kids, like 2 years old, are skiing. I'm standing on the slope, scared to go down. My muscles are stiff. My boots are tight. I'm all stiff and I can't go down. So I stay on the slope having a total meltdown for 2 hours, and I can't go down, and my feet are freezing. So I'm standing there trying to catch my breath, seeing other beginners fall, and I'm like seeing a lot of people with instructors, and I'm thinking to myself, I have to go back to school. I have to get an instructor again. I have the instructor to explain me the basics again, and just, you know, to be brave enough to go. And I'm losing my day of skiing. That's what what I'm crying about. I'm stupid. I'm standing in this, I'm standing on this up on the hill, admiring the other people skiing, and I'm crying to myself because I'm literally losing time. We're only one day in Deer Valley, and here I am. Oi, welcome. Thank you for your comment. Oi, yes, oi. So I'm crying, like I'm a drama queen. My kids are perfectly fine. They're all very athletic, and my husband is perfectly fine skiing. My little one, like, her boots were too tight, so they had to find the shop in Deer Valley, like the rental shop, to exchange her boots to a bigger size. Like, again, you need to know, because kids' feet grow like every year, and if you give them the size of your regular shoes, it's not gonna work. They need to measure your foot to give you the proper boots. So first she could go a few slopes, and then she said that her boots really hurt, and then they went to find a rental shop, and people in the shop were super nice to exchange her boots to a bigger size. While I'm still standing there trying to go down, and I can't. So finally I go down to like lower slope where the school is, and I force myself to ski a little bit, and I fall, and I get more disappointed when I fall because everything hurts, and I'm like probably never skied yet, but I already broke my shoulder. So yeah, my shoulder hurts for the past 4 days, my shoulder and my neck. But I think it wasn't from the fall. I think it was from like current and something that just my nerve got cold or something. Anyways, I'm standing there. I'm like, I need to go back to school. And what is like, instead of being all upset about the situation, you try to stand there and find a solution, because you only have the afternoon and everything closes at 4 there, and it's already like 12. So at 12 o'clock, I said, well, I'll probably go get warmed up. And again, because your skiing boots, it's not an easy equipment. When you're in the skiing boots, everything hurts. They're supposed to be very tight, but not too tight. They're not supposed to be loose, but loose enough to move your ankles in the right position to ski. So it's all about these little things you have to figure out on your own. You have your brain and your body need to adjust to this type of activity, and you whether do it or you whether give up. So I decided not to give up. So I said, well, I'll go in the lodge. They have like big lodge that's called upper ski. Upper ski, it's like after ski you can eat. And what I read from the reviews and what I learned from videos about Dia Valley is that they have the best food, five-star resort food. So I'm like, okay, it's time for lunch. I'm gonna get a good lunch, drink some coffee or hot chocolate, and of course I'm filming myself. I'm filming myself crying, being overwhelmed. I'm filming myself finding the solution. I'm filming myself telling myself, okay, you can go eat, rest, and try again. The moon is young or whatever. But we go to the lodge and the food is amazing. I think the food cheered me up. Guys, if you're in a cold climate, I even read tips what to eat in the cold climate. You have to eat carbs. In the morning we ate bacon, eggs, and like fruits, and had coffee. And it says in the colder climate you have to have carbs for the physical activities on the snow, like extreme sports like skiing, skating, whatever. You have to have carbs. They give you energy. So I had a very good breakfast, but nevertheless, being in the cold weather, not skiing, just standing there, my feet got super cold. My toes got really frozen. And then I realized when I got in the lodge and buckled my boots, I was able to warm up my toes. I was able to eat good food. They served ramen there, so I got a beautiful bowl of ramen noodles and a beautiful salad with seafood. Oh my gosh, I've never seen such a good food in the skiing resort. So yes, people were the reviews were truthful. The reviews said that Dia Valley has the most good food of all ski resorts. The food was amazing, and the food really cheered me up. I don't remember, I had a lot of water. Yeah, you have to drink a lot of water because your body gets dehydrated and you can't do much with your muscles and stuff like that. So my husband offered me a drink, I think, but I didn't find that I was fascinated with the yurt with Veuve Clicquot champagne, and everybody said that they set it up like in the mid-December when the season started, but I didn't find that yurt, like this little shop with the champagne. It wasn't there this time. But anyway, so my husband kept telling me, you should go with us on that beautiful lift up to Silver Lake Lodge, because that's where they went to exchange the boots, and there are more trails there, and there are some space for beginners or just for people to sit down and enjoy. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go on this big lift. And he said, no, you can go because the lift goes up and down. If you don't ski there, you just go down to the base. And I was like hesitant to do that because I was scared, and I'm always scared of big lifts. And he said, you're gonna be enjoying it, because when you go up in the lift, you can see these beautiful hotels from a movie. And I'm like, oh, really? I need to see these hotels from a movie. And there is that hotel where the movie was filmed, like the movie I'm talking to you about, how it's all started about you, the movie with Lindsay Lohan, Falling for Christmas. So he said, yeah, that hotel is right there. And I'm like, I need to check it out. And I read a lot, and I watched the videos about that Stein Erikson hotel, about this Olympian, like in his name is on the hotel. So I need to check it out. And we get there. Finally, after lunch, I felt brave enough to go on this huge, like long lift up to the Silver Lake Lodge. Silver Lake Lodge. It's another base. You can come there by the car and start skiing there. But we started to ski on the bottom of the Deer Valley Resort, on the base, on the regular entrance. So when we got up there, like being on the lift, and after the lunch, of course, I had good food. We spent some time. Kids were telling me about their experiences, skiing experiences, and they said, no, you should go on the lift with us. And I was brave enough to go on the lift, and I felt good. I say, I'll go. And what happened during the lunch, I was able to adjust my boots. So mistake number one, if you don't buckle your boots correctly, you're not going to be able to ski. And that was half a day of Deer Valley, half a day of lost opportunities. And I hate lost opportunities because we paid so much for the ski lift tickets for one day only. I wish I can redeem myself on the second day, but we didn't have a second day anyways. So we go up on this beautiful lift to the Silver Lake Lodge, and oh my God, the views are breathtaking. I was able to, and again, this video is still being edited. I only put 2 videos from my ski when we got there and the first day of skiing, but those videos still in the making. Those views were breathtaking, and we're going up on that beautiful lift. There are like those pine trees, those aspen trees. I always call them birch trees, but I read why the birch trees and aspen trees are 2 different trees, even they look alike with their white trunks, but they're 2 different trees. Like aspen trees is different from birch trees, but they're similar. But anyways, I see all these gorgeous trees, all these pine trees, and you go up and you see this street with those fancy hotels, and I see this this hotel with a hot tub on the roof, and it's right from that movie I was talking to you about. And I'm like, no way, I can see this hotel from this lift just going up. So my day was pretty much made by the scenery, by going up on the lift, and I didn't even start skiing yet. So we go up to that Silver Lake Lodge, and my family is like, oh, okay, you're on your own. We take you pictures and just go on the slopes, enjoy the day, because it's almost like 1:30, around 2 o'clock. They only have two hours to ski. So they say, we're going to go ski. We're not going to waste our time. And they go. And I started to explore the area. And I see this gorgeous place with the little carpet. There is no one there, just one lady teaching her toddler how to ski. And I say, oh, that's a good slope. I didn't realize on that, like on the Silver Lake Lodge, they have a beginner slopes too. And I should have looked earlier, because they have a little lift there, Viking, that I went on my own, and I tried to ski down the trainer green slope, and I did great. So from 2 to 4, I was able to catch up. So pretty much the first day in Deer Valley, I only skied for 2 hours. And I, of course, I did my live stream. Of course, I went to see the Stein Erikson Hotel. I did my live stream. Please watch my live stream from Deer Valley, because the views are gorgeous. You're not going to see those views anywhere else. And this is the movie experience. I'm telling you, I was walking through those alleys around the, like the Stein Erikson is a ski-in, ski-out resort, so people pretty much come out of a hotel and just go down the slope and go to the lift. But I saw some family taking gorgeous family pictures, like whatever, Christmas pictures, with a professional photographer in that like beautiful alley of aspens and pine trees, and you can pretty walk around on the. I was walking in my boots, but I was so taken by the beauty of nature that I just walked around and I filmed and I did my live stream. So please make sure you watch my live stream. It was a week ago. It was like from Deer Valley. Please watch it. You're going to love the views. And I show you the views. I show you those like lounge chairs. It's like on the beach, but instead of the beach, you sit in the lounge chairs on the snow. It's so funny. I love that part. You sit there, people having beers, and you just sit there and watch. You don't watch the sea like how people swim in the sea. You watch people skiing, and it's fun. So I was able to figure out my skiing skills, get my skiing skills back on this little slope on the magic carpet. But here was a surprise. The guy told me that it closes at 2:30, and I'm like, how pathetic. I just got to like it, and I skied for probably 30 minutes going up and down with this little 2-year-old and her mom, and I was alone there, so I wasn't a hazard to anybody else. And they did so well on this little slope just to realize it closes at 2:30. So the guy told me you can go like to other lifts, which are beginners too. And I braved the lift all by myself. So I went on a trainer slope, and I saw some other ladies skiing on the beginner slope, and I saw her go into another green, and I thought, if she can do it, I can do it too. So sometimes you have to pick a person that's still learning but doing good, improving, and you have to follow that person. And that helped me, because I saw her, like, I admired her jacket first, and then I saw she was catching up on her skills on the beginner slide, and then she went to a little bigger slope, and I said, oh, if she can do it, I can do it too. So I followed her, and I was perfectly fine, because I could go down the trainer slope. And again, we're talking about Silver Lake Lodge base. Again, if you're a beginner, there is a place for you there to ski, not only on the very base, on the entrance, like main entrance to the resort, but don't be afraid to go on the Silver Lake lift. And I went down the trainer all by myself, and there was the Viking lift that will take you to that hotel. And from the hotel, it's a little tiny slope. You can go down to the area where I skied on the carpet, and the carpet was closed. So I figured it out. So from 2:30 to about, like, I had only an hour or something. From 2:30 to 3:30, I probably was the best hour of the skiing in Deer Valley. So I literally had 2 hours to catch up on the Deer Valley skiing. That's why I wanted to go back so badly. And of course, when you come back home to sunny Florida, you realize that it's a different vibe for the winter vacation, and you want to go ski again. And for some reason, Deer Valley became my happy place. And we came back next day after skiing in Park City. We only, like, me and my daughter, we skied for like half a day, and then we decided just to go walk around, and we went back by Uber, because if you don't ski, you don't bring your ski, you can just walk around. It's a street called Royal Street, where those fancy hotels are, and little tiny plaza with the shops, and we were able to buy some souvenirs and this beautiful hat. Yes. So that was a nice shopping experience, and it was so beautiful just to walk around the hotel, to go inside, to see where they filmed the movie, just to see what is the hotel about, and just go to that place where we're skiing yesterday, just to go from the other end by walking from the plaza, from the shopping area, from the front of the hotel. We could go to the exactly same place we skied the previous day. So it was fun to walk around, and of course I filmed a lot. And I did my little, shorts, and I did my little, admiring the views and stuff like that. So it was very, very good day to go back to Deer Valley, not skiing, just to sightseeing, let's say that. So again, you have to try to ski, you have to try to share your family's activities and passion, and just dare to ski at any age. If it's not your thing, don't be disappointed. You can just go admire the views, drink the hot chocolate, sit down somewhere nice. And what's nice about those hotels, you just go there, you can get a drink, you just go explore, just see the decorations, see the beautiful views from inside the hotel, from outside the terrace. go to the restaurant, grab a lunch or something, and it's just nice to be there. It's a great customer service. People are super sweet, and if you're not skiing there, you can just go and get the feel of this beautiful ski resorts, and the views breathtaking. So the mountains, the Rocky Mountains in Utah, and I'm sure that's not only for the winter, all seasons are so gorgeous there. People hiking, people going on the bikes and stuff like that. So I highly recommend Deer Valley. So Park City, let's go back to Park City. Okay, in the morning of the Park City Resort, it was easy to park. People were sweet. You have to reserve your parking on the app. Make sure you put the app or something, and it's the app is called Epic app, and it covers different resorts under this Epic Pass. So on the app, you have to reserve your parking, but people were nice enough to let us in on the parking and just show us right away on the spot how to reserve the space. If the next few days we reserved it in advance, so we were able to park in a carpool parking, which is like very close to the actual skiing area. So I would recommend to be prepared to check your application to see what lifts are open, what runs you can do and stuff like that, and make sure you reserve a parking and you come there early. And again, the philosophy, if you want to ski and you're only there for 4 days, you better come early and use the whole time they're open to ski, because you don't know what the weather conditions will be. So the second day I was a little beaten up with my first day experience. I could ski a little bit in the morning. I found a place I could ski on the carpet a couple of times, but Park City was way more crowded. Yes, it's a bigger resort. It has lots of runs and lifts, and be prepared that this time of year it's a lot of people. And in the beginners area especially, lots of school people with the instructors and stuff like that. So I was doing a little bit on the carpet, and then I braved the first time lift, and then I braved it. And after I braved it, I had a very good half of the day of skiing experience. And this time I kind of got overconfident, and I decided to go to a big slope, and it took me, oh my gosh, it took me an hour and a half to go down, carrying my skis down. So if you think you're too confident, you probably are not ready for the big slopes. Just stick with the slopes you figured out, and you're gonna have a better experience without falling and without being stressed. So I did go to the home run. Like, I did go on a bigger lift with my family, and of course, I filmed some beautiful, gorgeous views again on the lift and being on top of the hill. But going down, oh boy, most of the run, I carried my skis down, and it took me an hour and a half to get down carrying my skis instead of skis carrying me. But anyways, it was fun. It was fun. Now I'm thinking about it. It was a good workout. You know, it was steps in. I don't remember, my Fitbit died probably. The battery went out. I don't even remember how many steps I made, but if it took me an hour and a half, and it was about 3.5 mile run. But the last day, the third day in Park City, I totally did it by skiing and only walking once. And that was conquering the Park City mountain. Anyways, so the second day we only had half of the day, because my daughter was snowboarding, and then she realized that snowboarding is not as easy than my teenager. It's not as easy as skis. So she realized that, and after 2 o'clock we just went, back to Deer Valley to shop and walk around. So we had a good time. But the third day, she wanted to get back on skis, so we got her skis back, and we had a wonderful, wonderful third day of skiing. She liked it a lot. But the third day of skiing, I only had two maybe like half a day, not why I'm saying 2, until 2. That's what I'm trying to say. I only had until 2 because I made an appointment in the spa. Oh my gosh, that's the best. If you ever go to the mountains and you hurt from skiing and your muscles are if your muscles hurt and stuff like that, make sure you find the best spine in town, whatever, in Park City. I googled, everything is on Google now. I found this best reviews about this hotel. They're called Montage 5-star hotel, and about the spa, and I thought I cannot be impressed. Oh my gosh, yes. So half day of skiing on the second day in Park City, third day total trip, I went to spa for my massage. And what I did, I also had a live stream because the hotel was breathtaking. The amenities, just before getting to the spa, I was walking around lobby. I was sitting by the huge, beautiful fireplace, admiring like the library of the hotel, the study room of the hotel. Oh my gosh, admiring all the decorations, admiring the architecture, admiring the design of the hotel. OMG, guys, it was like going to a museum pretty much. Yes, 5-star hotels impress me like museums. Of course, yeah, of course, why not? Legally Blonde moment, Pretty Woman moment here, but why not? But anyways, I was admiring and spent good time in the hotel just before I went to my spa. I filmed a lot of beautiful, gorgeous views from Montage, and that was the third day of skiing, only half a day for me. And I had a great massage, but I was going from hot tub, like the hot tub, and I watched the sunset over the valley in the hot tub. It was something, you know. I thought I only like my gorgeous sunsets on the Gulf, and I love my gorgeous sunsets from the cruise ship over the ocean, over the Caribbean. But this experience was breathtaking. Sitting in a hot tub, watching on the sunset over the Deer Valley, over the mountains, over the snow mountains, it was breathtaking. And I think that will happen to me because of going in the hot tub and then going on the balcony in the freezing temperatures from the hot. I think I got my shoulder and my neck. Something happened to I got a pinched nerve, a cold nerve, or something like that. So the amenities were breathtaking. The massage was great. I got some kind of restorative aroma oils massage with like 10 different aroma oils. The lady was really nice. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a tickle in my throat. So again, if you ski and if you're a beginner and you're not good on skiing, just find something for yourself that you're gonna remember, you're gonna enjoy, you're gonna relax, and you're gonna feel like you're on vacation. So that spa experience was totally a highlight of the whole trip because I'm a big spa person. I love to go to spas, and this time I didn't care. My face looked rough because, again, the tip: don't underestimate the sun. On the slopes it's sunny and windy and cold, and I didn't have this thingy to cover my face. First couple of days I bought the thingy that's called balaclava, whatever, that goes under your helmet, because my skin was peeling and my face was so sunburned and cold burned or whatever. So I was peeling and I didn't want to do facial. I didn't want anybody to touch my face. I was scared to touch my face. But being in the sauna, being in the hot tub with all the steam, being in the steam room, it kind of helped me to with my face rush a little bit. But still, I didn't go out after we came back from vacation. I didn't go live stream because of my face was miserable. Now I was able to moisturize it for a couple of days and get it back to normal and put my makeup. My secret is to moisturize before like in Florida, your face is very well moisturized. It's not dried out with the heat in the house and stuff like that, and the cold and the sunburn. So don't underestimate the sun. If you go skiing, make sure you put your sunscreen. Even if you don't wear any makeup. Like usually in Florida, I wear makeup with the SPF 25 in the makeup. But I didn't have sunscreen for the mountain because I usually bring sunscreen to the Caribbean, but not to the mountain. And that was a huge mistake. Mistake number 2, after the tight boots, mistake number 2 is balaclava that covers your cheeks and covers your chin and your mouth, because you get miserable cracked lips and cracked, chin. And sunscreen. So that's why I had a massage, because I was afraid to touch my face. Usually I love to go to do my facial in the spa. I love facial, but this time I needed massage. But again, massage was a highlight of the trip. So if you ever go skiing, find a nice resort with a nice spa and just head to spa for the steam room, for the sauna, for the massage, and just to relax and just feel pampered and feel good. And again, it's a nice vibe. You sit in a hot tub inside and you see this beautiful slopes outside, and then you go to the balcony freezing in your robe, in your spa robe, and you go back. Yeah, I hurt myself doing that, but it was totally worth it. I'm an old woman who hurts herself with a little current from the balcony, But it was great experience. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. So after the massage, the last day on the slopes was Saturday. And boy, let me tell you, on Saturday there were so much more people than any other days. Of course, local people come for the weekend. Like we go to the beach as Floridians for the weekend. People go to ski for the weekends. The local people who live in Utah, they love to go to Park City because it's a lot of fun activities. There are a lot of slopes to ski on. But if you're a beginner, you're going to be pretty stuck with few areas. And don't fool yourself. The resort can be huge, but it's not for the beginners. Don't fool yourself. If you can ski, it doesn't matter what size is the resort you're skiing. It matters that you learn how to ski, or you just sit in the baby area and just enjoy some other activities like drinking, reading, just staying in the lodge, eating food, or going to spa. But if you want to go and experience the big resort, you have to learn how to ski. That's it. That's the verdict. So the last day on the slopes were too many people, but I was brave enough to go up in the mountain. And what was beautiful about the last day on Saturday, it finally started to snow. And again, when it's a snowfall, we woke up to beautiful, gorgeous snowfall. And we opened the blinds in our apartment, and the scenery was gorgeous with the snowfall. Make sure you watch my shorts, because you're gonna see snowfall in Park City, Utah. And it was so magical. It was a real white Christmas. It was everything I wished for. It was just breathtaking. It was amazing, like seeing all this pine trees covered with like freshly snowfall, and the snow is so fluffy and so soft, and oh my gosh. So the last day in Park City, Utah, I finally realized what is the champagne powder snow. And guess what? It cannot be compared about any other snow I experienced in my life. And now I get why people love it so much, because it's literally like a powder, like a talc. Do you know what is talc? Like a powder, like a baby powder. OMG, it makes your skin experience like magical. So on the last day in Park City, Utah, I was brave enough to go on the top of the home run on the elevation of more than like around 9,000 feet, the elevation around 9,000 feet. And that was the longest lift I've ever been on. And it was the longest run I took in my 3 seasons of skiing, like after 40 plus. And I did great. I only fell one time, and I only walked a little bit on that run I couldn't do 2 days before. So I did great. The stars aligned because it was snowing, and when it's snowing it's warmer, but after it stopped snowing it started to get super cold and freezing. But when you get up on the mountain and you see the snowfall over the trees, over the mountains, it's so magical, guys. I can't imagine how all the 17 years I didn't like snow. Now I love snow. I love it for 4 days, for 4 or 5 days, and just to be there, just to get this magical feel of the snowfall and the weather, and sitting by the fireplace, having a hot cup of hot chocolate or tea. OMG, it was so magical. So we woke up to the snowfall. It was gorgeous on the mountain, a lot of people, but again, that was our last day. We wanted to ski till the end, and guess what? On that last day, after I experienced the champagne powder snow, I said, I'm gonna ski, I'm gonna learn and get better every year. And I was the last to unbuckle my skis that day after 4 o'clock. My family went on a mountain roller coaster. It was like a funny roller coaster, so they wanted to try that. And I was skiing till the last minute on the last day in Park City Mountain, Utah, just because of this breathtaking fresh snow that is called champagne powder in Utah. It was so magical, and I figured it out, and it almost felt like dancing in the snow. And of course I did some snow angels in the fresh snow. I took lots of videos and pictures. And what was breathtaking, that me and my husband could get some alone time without kids. The kids went to the lodge for snacks and food and drinks, and we left them there for a couple of hours. Well, maybe less than a couple of hours, because me and my husband went up on that home run on the very top of the hill, and he helped me to go down. I had only one meltdown because my boots, again, they were too loose for some reason. Like first day they were too tight. Yes, I'm like that. I'm like that. Плохому танцору и яйца жмут. That's a joke in Russian. I can't translate it because it's a folklore. Anyways, плохому танцору и яйца жмут. That was me. So when we were on the top, of course, I was admiring the fresh snow, and I said I could do it. So the first half of the run I did good, and the second half of the run I started to feel like I can't control my skis anymore. So we had to stop, and I realized that my boots were unbuckled, so where they were too loose, and that's why I couldn't control my skis. So the boots have to be not too loose and and my buckles, because it's rental, they're not very good quality sometimes, and my buckles were not properly adjusted. Like they couldn't be, like I couldn't find a good position, because you can untie them a little bit, make them tighter, use the first buckle or the last buckle or third buckle. So it's like, it's all adjustable, but I couldn't find that last day. For some reason, one of my boot was really loose, and that's why I had a meltdown, because I was so stressed to come on a piece of that run. That made me really stressed because I couldn't control my skis. I didn't fall, but when we stopped to rest, I realized that, I had to let it down. And maybe the altitude, like, don't underestimate the altitude. Everybody asking me, how was the altitude? How was the altitude? How was the oxygen? Maybe it was a little bit a part of the being deprived of the oxygen, because I've never been in that high elevation before. So maybe my meltdown, maybe I literally cried. I literally filmed a little bit how I cried. So it's going to be my next video from Park City, Utah, when I edit it. So you can literally see I was like bawling my eyes out, crying, and like being hysterical just because I had that scary run. I didn't fall, but it wasn't comfortable. It was like I couldn't control my speed, and I was scared, and I got a meltdown. But then after that, we took it easy. I adjusted my boots again, and I was very confident to go further. And like that part, the previous run I did when I walked that run for an hour and a half. This time I was able to run it, and I only walked for maybe 20, maybe 15 briefly. I walked briefly in the very steepest area, but most of the run I could do on skis. And that was my personal victory. That was my hope that I can improve in skiing, that I can do a little better every year I go. And I'm not gonna give up. I still gonna go with my family to ski, and I still going to have a good time, and I still gonna improve myself. Hey, baby, you can go down there and go around. Yeah. My daughter, she doesn't want to be in my video. She could say hi, but she'll go around that way to the kitchen. Anyways, so the last day in Park City, Utah, with this freshly snowfall, it made such a big difference. I was so happy. The stars aligned. I've seen all my entourage of winter vacation, the snowfall. I didn't hurt myself skiing. I hurt myself. Something hurts. Like for 3 days, I'm taking ibuprofen because I have this inflammation, something like nerve or muscle inflammation. I'm live again, something reconnecting my internet. But it was magical vacation, it was everything I could wish for. And when you come back, you don't remember about this things you were not satisfied at first. Oh, it's not enough snow. Oh, I don't know how to ski. Or my boots hurt. Like, you forget it, because the whole picture, the whole adventure, the whole time together was magical, was fun. And the apartment we rented, please watch the video with the room tour. It was a nice, beautiful, modern, very nice apartment with everything you need. So comfortable, great beds, great bathrooms, like everything was top notch. So the whole vacation was just magical. And again, like, mistakes made, just because I'm a beginner skier, and mistakes made, but for the next time, just watch your boots, lower your expectations, just go with the flow. If you're nervous, just take your time to get back and be a little more confident. Just enjoy the scenery, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy being on vacation, because sometimes people cannot relax. They thinking, and they're stressing themselves just about thinking work, home, or how things are back, or like, and I try to enjoy it, try just not to think about anything, just being on vacation. It's amazing. Okay, thank you for being with me. 1 hour 36 minutes, and next time I'm gonna talk about the rest of the winter break and what we do. Today I'm taking my dad to the Russian deli store to buy like some traditional food, Russian foods for the New Year's table. It's time to go have lunch. Thank you for being with me and listening to my skiing vacation adventures, and I hope you like my entourage, and wanted to show you something really cute, because yesterday we went somewhere and I bought 2 more. I wanted to show you something cool. So this is see, Deer Valley, this is an ornament. Like I told you, for all my ornaments I like to find an ornament from where we were. Look at this deer riding the lift in his red skis. It's so precious. This is a glass ornament made in Poland, and it says Deer Valley. So I have it on my tree. And yesterday we went to a place, we bought this little snowman. Yes, it doesn't have an eye, but Stella thought it's very cute, and it was the last one. We couldn't find the one with 2 eyes, and Stella said it's perfectly fine. We're gonna love him as he is. So we bought him This is the snowman collection, and it's glass and it has little snow inside. And this is the ornament that my co-worker at work, she gave me as a gift this year, and I put me and my husband in this ornament, a picture of us skiing in Deer Valley. So that's a very special ornament 2023. And one more we bought yesterday. We bought this little guy because we have one similar to him. Look, we bought this little guy. It's a glass ornament too, and it's a snowman, and it looks very cheerful. So that's for our collection, for our snowman collection. Yep. And this is my Christmas tree. Thank you for being and watching. Thank you for staying with me for my live stream, Kate B. Like and subscribe, and I'm gonna tell you about the rest of winter break adventures sometime, maybe before the New Year's, maybe on the 31st. Stay tuned. Bye. Thank you. Have a good day. Happy holidays. Get together with your families, eat good food, rest. Don't forget to be lazy and just enjoy your winter time with your loved ones and all the activities that you like the most. Bye bye, Kate B. Love you all. Bye bye.